Hello and welcome to today's episode of The Untold. This is the show where we bring the untold stories of great individuals, their journeys, their experiences, basically the path that led them to this moment. We discover secrets, maybe, hopefully, we share with them our experiences, they share with us their experiences. For today's episode, we have Hameed AlSarraf, who's an oil painter, and guess what? He's also a professor, a doctor at the Kuwait University in medicine, so multi talented. I cannot wait to meet him. With that in mind, stay tuned. We'll come right after the break. And we're back with Hameed AlSarraf, who's one of the most renowned Kuwaiti oil painters, I would say. So thank you for joining us on the Untold and welcome to the show.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure.
Thank you. I wanna, we have a custom on the Untold is that we always like to go, behind the story. Basically go to the first steps in how you got into this kind of story. So talk us through your beginnings, right?
Yeah, yeah. Since I was a child, I was really fascinated with the aesthetic of things.
Yeah.
Anything looks beautiful. Um, Colors, shapes. When I see a painting or a drawing or even a sculpture, I was fascinated with
Oh,
it.
yeah.
My pleasure was when I see some nice painting which is it's like executed really nicely.
Oh, so the fine details of the painting.
Fine
Yeah.
details of and a sculpture also, just
Oh,
Roman
mashallah.
and Greek
Yeah.
sculpture. And I can say when I started the actual, mm, using my, my hands and starting, holding a pencil and
Yeah.
drawing, it was about when I was 13 or 14.
Mashallah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I used to save my money and go and buy books on paintings.
On painting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I remember my first book was on Rembrandt,
Oh.
the Dutch painter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my first travel outside Kuwait was to Amsterdam,
Amsterdam.
to
Okay.
the museum,
Yeah.
to the Rembrandt Museum. So then it was on and off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So so for like a few months, I keep drawing, only pencil sketches. I get a piece of paper. I have a small sketches here,
Sketches with a pencil.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Just feel. I think until I was like 30, I never had a real
Oh.
framed painting
Yeah.
or drawing even.
Yeah.
All the sketches. So I think that actually helped me.
And then how did you transfer from sketches to write oil paintings and everything?
Oil painting is a really interesting story. I was afraid to use brushes and do
Oh.
oil painting
Okay.
because it's not. I thought I cannot. I'm not in control
Yeah.
because you see, pencil you can draw fine lines and you know where you're going.
Yeah.
But with the brushes, it's not that easy.
Oh, okay.
So I tried it a few times. It was. Yeah, I didn't continue. So I
Yeah.
thought, no, it will be a failure, and I don't like failing.
Okay.
But I advise those who want to get into oil painting to try it,
Yeah.
to don't hesitate. So the story of me starting the oil painting was during Corona.
Oh,
This
so that's
way.
fairly recent.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah.
I said, okay, I don't have anything to lose. I'm not going to work, so I'm not busy with anything.
Yeah.
So let's try it. And I had some old paint tubes and canvases, and I started painting. I said, hey, this is going well. So my first painting, I still have it.
Mashallah.
Yeah. So I said, this is still life, and I liked it. I said, it's good. I can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But before that, of course, I did digital painting. I did color pencil painting. So I was familiar
So you
with the
kind of
colors.
tried, I would say different mediums.
different media,
Yeah.
but I was afraid to get into oil painting. But
Oh,
I'm glad that there's one good thing about the Corona was that I had
a lot of time.
a lot
Yeah.
of time
Yeah.
to start oil painting. Then from then I didn't stop. There was no interruption.
Oh.
Anything earlier with the sketches and color pencil, I do it for a few months, then I stop. I didn't continue, but this since Corona till now, so it's about 5 years, I haven't stopped.
So was the thing about oil painting that made it so difficult at first is just the idea of transitioning from pencils to
To
brushes.
brushes.
Yeah.
Now I don't like to hold the pencil.
Oh, so it's like the tables have turned.
Yes,
Yeah.
even the startup paint drawing,
Yeah.
I do it with brush.
Oh, mashallah. So it's like,
Yeah.
because I know some artists like to sketch with the pencil and then bring out the brushes.
Many artists do
So
that.
you,
Either with charcoal
oh,
or pencil, and then they start putting applying
oh,
paint.
mashallah. So your process now is basically, do you see the painting before you paint it?
Leonardo da Vinci said the painting or the sculpture is there.
Oh.
You need to just carve it up.
Oh, okay. I got it. I got it.
When you have a piece of a stone, it's there.
It's there. Yeah.
So you need to imagine it and just carve it up. Painting is the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, painting. For me, the ultimate is a sculpture, but it's too much. It needs a lot of things, and if you make a mistake, there's no way go back.
Yeah.
But oil painting for me is the next one, which I think is, to me, it comes natural. Now I see, say, why I didn't try it earlier?
I mean, you've been doing it for 5 years
5
by
years,
now.
yeah, oil
And,
painting 5 years.
yeah, and mashallah, I've looked at your profile and it's amazing work.
Thank
so
you.
that's
Thank
a
you.
lot of props to you.
Thank you.
And I want to take you for oil painting in specific, because you say now that the process is so natural to you. You've gone the other way in like not trying to take with a pencil, just using the brushes.
Yeah.
And I want to ask you about specifically oil painting.
Yeah.
Do you tackle the process like, for example, do you have an idea and then you go and try to paint it, or do you usually just sit in front of the canvas and it just comes to you?
You see, I take you through the process.
Yeah.
The first part of the first stage is the most difficult part, is what to paint,
Oh, okay.
the subject.
Yeah.
So at the beginning, I started just looking at certain subjects, trying to copy some masters and doing these things, which came easy.
Yeah.
But later, you cannot keep on copying.
Yeah.
You need. So currently, my process is that I get many reference photos.
Yeah.
And then even sometimes I use AI. So I make a combination of these and I come up with an idea. The idea is the most difficult part. Usually I sit days to get an idea.
Oh, mashallah.
Yeah. It's not easy to get. That is actually the only frustrating part of the painting.
The idea itself.
The idea itself. Once I get the idea, I get excited and I start. And alhamdulillah, I never been too frustrated during the process of painting.
Oh.
So I make mistakes, then I correct them, then I look at them and say, okay, when the painting is finished, I say, okay, yeah, that was in my mind at the beginning of the process. I'm like 75-80% happy with that.
I mean, honestly, it's so fascinating to hear about the process, is that basically you're spending so many days to get the idea, and then once you have the idea, the actual painting itself is not the difficult part for you, right?
No.
Yeah.
No. I don't want to brag, but
yeah. No, I mean,
yeah. But usually, even those big painters, they have some a percentage of their paintings.
Yeah.
They don't show up. They just put it aside because they don't like it. I've had also a few paintings that I didn't like. I said, okay, I don't like to show them. But Alhamdulillah, most of them are the ones that but still, I need to improve because I'm
Yeah.
still learning.
It sounds like you're a perfectionist, right?
I
So
am,
if you're,
and that makes it difficult
yeah.
because the next difficult stage of painting is when to stop,
Oh,
whether it is finished yet or not.
and then how do you usually decide, okay, now the painting is complete?
I leave it for a couple of days. I don't see it, don't
Oh,
watch it.
okay.
I just turn it because when you deep into it,
Yeah.
you don't see certain mistakes, certain aspects. You don't see them
Yeah.
because daily you keep going, and the process takes time. Some of my paintings took 2 months
MashaAllah.
because it's layer after layer
Yeah.
after layer,
Yeah.
details, and then I put that face, to the wall, and then
You forget about it for
yeah,
a few
for
days.
a couple of days. Then
Yeah.
I come back and look at it and say, okay. Sometimes I even look at it through the mirror from the
Oh,
back
yeah.
because I'm my research is in neuroscience,
Yeah,
so
mashallah.
I know how brain works.
Yeah.
So your brain tricks you.
Oh,
How does it trick you? So you see something through your eyes, your brain takes that image, and based on your memory of understanding of that thing, that object, your brain corrects it.
oh,
So, for example, if you're now wearing white,
yeah.
okay, I can see you wearing white, but there are different colors of reflection on that white.
Yeah.
So if an amateur painter wants to paint your shirt, it will paint it white and gray for the shade.
Yeah.
Well, that's wrong because your brain corrects it.
Corrects it. Yeah.
Yes. If in your shirt now I can see some kind of tints of yellow, some blue,
Yeah.
some, you see, from the reflection from the surrounding,
Yeah.
from the lights, and so on. I did a painting of one of my colleagues, and he was wearing a lab coat.
Oh, okay.
And he was on a microscope, and there are different lights coming here and there.
Yeah.
And now he's in the department, our department, and I told him when we finished, and he said, "Oh, it looks nice." I say, "Okay, look at that, your lab coat." He said, "Yeah, it's white." I said, "Come." And I took him close to the painting. There is violet, there is yellow, there's
in the
green,
painting.
there's blue.
Yeah.
There's so many different colors because your brain corrects it.
Yeah. You know, honestly, this reminds me of something I read, I think from, it was either Stephen King or Greta Artwork, I think. I forgot. She's the writer who made the movie Barbie,
Yeah,
about the writing process. And this kind of, reminds me of what you say, because the process, they said that when they finish a work, they leave it for a few days, and then when they come back for the rewrites, they make the pages in another color and they make the fonts in another size,
yeah.
because when they're writing, they're so used to something, they're not going to find the mistakes.
I saw that differently.
Yeah,
I
so
see
when
that
they
different.
change all of that, they kind of see the mistake.
Yes.
And this is,
Yes.
I think,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your brain tricks you.
Yeah, and honestly, it's so amazing that and this is something we haven't even tackled into the episode. You're a professor in medicine
Yeah.
here in Kuwait as well. And honestly, it's so, I would say, amazing how you brought that to assist you in
Yeah,
your work as an
yeah.
oil
It
painter.
does help, actually. It does help in these kind of things. So I tell my students, I mean, not medical students, but those who are interested in art, I tell them, see the objects with your eyes, not with your brain.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So this cup, you see it?
Yeah.
You know, it's round.
Yeah.
Okay, is a circle.
Yeah.
Okay, at an angle, it becomes oval.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
but your brain, when you want to draw it, you usually tend to make it a bit wider
Yeah.
because you know is
Oh,
a full
so
circle.
you're bringing logic into
Yeah,
something that should
yes,
be by
yes,
heart.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think on that note, we can go on a very quick break,
Yeah, go.
to make the audiences follow their hearts instead of their brains with that message in mind.
Yes.
So we are going to take a break, but we'll come right after this one. And we are back with Hameed AlSarraf, who's an amazing oil painter. But on top of that, before the break, we dove a little bit, we mentioned briefly your work as a professor in Kuwait University. And I want to ask you, because this is such a very demanding kind of job, and then but you also, you know, paint. So how do you balance all of this?
Yeah, that's a good question. Uh, I'm a slave to the clock.
Oh,
I'm very organized person, and
yeah,
since I was young, it's not because of the job or this. I have a time for eating. I have a time for sleep. I have a time for doing my workout. I have a time for painting even
yeah,
daily. And that time, I mean, some people may think this is funny, but if I pass the time for certain things, I will not do it, even if I
yeah.
have a time. So I usually around 5 to 6, I paint.
Oh,
So
okay.
if the time passed due to some reason,
You don't.
at 7 I don't
Oh,
do
okay.
painting.
Yeah,
So I think this is because of this organization.
yeah.
Yeah. So when I'm at work, I'm totally focused with
On
work.
work.
I have
Yeah,
my students, I have my meetings, I have my committees, I have my lab, I have my research. Everything I'm committed. But once I get out of the campus, I'm a different person.
it's over.
It's over. Even I don't
Professor Hameed
discuss.
is done.
Yeah,
Now it's
that's it.
yeah,
Even when we are sitting together with a group of people,
yeah,
they're talking about medicine, my specialization. I don't interrupt.
yeah. Because there's
That's
separation
it.
between yeah,
That's it. So I have I'm a different. Now I am a person, which is social with friends and family, as well as I'm an artist.
yeah.
Yeah, and I have dedicated time for art, but the art is always on my mind.
It's all. Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that. Is that because you said the idea is the hardest part?
Yeah.
So in your day-to-day life, do you get ideas for paintings, or is that something you dedicate time to it?
Yeah, what I do usually, I look at old painters. I
Yeah.
look at those famous painters. I have some painters which I really like their work. I keep watching them and see what is the theme, what is the things that I like about that painting.
Oh,
What
okay.
is the color harmony is there?
Yeah.
What is the composition?
There's a lot of reflection.
A lot of
Self-reflection.
things
Yeah.
that I need to consider. So, for example, now I'm thinking of a painting. So, how do I put it in a frame? The composition.
Oh, okay.
What colors do I use? What kind of darks and lights do I apply to appeal to? What is the focal point? These kind of things I think all even when I was younger. I remember when I, see my friends, I see their, when somebody is standing or sitting, I look at their posture, how a
Oh,
human
yeah.
stands, how a human is sitting, what is the form of the hands. One of the most difficult parts of the human
Yeah.
anatomy is
It's
to
the
paint the
hands.
hands.
Yeah.
This is so difficult.
And I only know that because when AI was so good, it still made mistakes with the hands.
Yes,
That's why
it does.
yeah, that's how I read that the human hands
Is so
is so
difficult
difficult
to
to
make
yeah,
it. So if you want to see whether a painter is skilled or weak, look at how they
look at the hands.
paint the hands.
MashaAllah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think you and I, if we're gonna look at the same painting, I'm probably not gonna notice anything, but
Yeah, I
you,
was
because
going
you
to
have
say.
a very,
Yeah.
specialized eyes, you're
Yeah,
gonna be
the specialists or the painters and those who have
yeah,
the skill see the paintings differently than the average public.
yeah,
They see them differently. Somebody who is not a painter looks at it and say, "I like this painting." You put two paintings side by side, one very skilled, one sometimes not
yeah,
all the time, but sometimes they look at the one which is a lower skill and they say, I like this because of some composition or some color.
yeah.
But this is a better painter.
So yeah,
The other one is a
technically,
better
from a
painter. Yes,
technical
yes,
standpoint,
yeah.
yeah,
I see
yeah,
technically. I see
yeah.
it painting technically.
Yeah, this is a great segue to my next question because I wanted to ask you, I took maybe one or two classes of art, and I know there are so many, I wouldn't say rules,
Mm.
but there are some guidelines to art,
Yeah,
right? You have the
yeah,
golden ratio, we
yeah,
have
yeah,
the thirds,
yeah.
we have
True.
the foreground, background, the white space, and
Yeah, yeah,
so when you're painting, do you take all of that in mind, or is it just that you have an idea, I want to paint
yeah.
it?
I mean the rule of thirds. The golden ratio is a bit more complicated, and there's some debates on it. But the rule of thirds doesn't make a mistake, and also the rules of composition.
So do you keep those in mind when you're?
Yeah,
Oh,
I do take this in mind, and also color harmony. That's another thing.
oh, what's that?
You need when you put two colors side by side. Some
Yeah.
colors, when you want to dress, go out.
Oh, okay.
If you wear
Yeah.
certain color shirt and with a certain
Yeah.
color, they don't go
It's
together.
like whenever the tellers say this is warm colors, this is cold colors. Yeah.
Exactly. When you put them side by side, they appeal.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why people say, I like this painting. There's something about this painting because there is color harmony.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also you put I try to put contrast and darks and lights, organize them in such a way that the things pop up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so pop out. Yeah, I do consider these things, but sometimes is sticking to certain rules ties your hand.
Oh, yeah.
So sometimes you need to just
You
feel
need
free,
to open up.
yeah, to express
Yeah.
yourself. Yeah, sometimes I do that.
Yeah. And in terms of expressing yourself, and this is maybe gonna put you on the spot, but is there a painting or an art piece that is so precious to you that you've done?
Yeah, my paintings,
Yeah.
of the paintings that
Of the
I
paintings
did.
that you've done. Yeah.
Yes. It was the first or second year of Corona. I think first year,
Yeah.
when there was like this lockdown and everything. So I didn't have any subjects, any references, and I didn't want to copy from pictures. So I said I have to do live painting, direct painting. Direct painting means your subject sits in front of you,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
you do paint them. So I did my mother. She's an old, so I didn't want to frustrate her. She had to sit several times. I said, no, that's not gonna work. So then I did myself in a mirror.
Oh.
And that was really a challenge because the light is changing, and there was this small mirror that I had.
And also the canvas is in front of you. It's
Exactly.
blocking
So
some of
I
your
put
view.
the canvas, and I'm looking at the mirror,
Yeah.
and I usually, when I'm painting, I do a few brush work and then go a step back and look at the work.
Yeah.
But I couldn't do this.
Yeah.
Because I can't. If I go back, I don't see
It's gonna
myself.
change the perspective.
So I did this, and actually this at the end. So it was a live painting of myself in a mirror. So at the end, it turned out to be what I wanted. So I'm proud of that.
Yeah.
Most. It looks an ordinary painting compared to my other paintings, but I myself, that is special.
The behind the painting story is what makes it so precious.
Yeah.
And I want to ask you more about that. What is something I was gonna ask behind the scenes, or something that people don't know about this process?
Yeah.
That's kind of gonna surprise them or shock them or something.
Well, I think they see the finished work.
Yeah.
Okay. They see what I've done on finished work. Okay. So the idea, getting the idea is something. But I think if they come to my studio, what surprises them is that I am so impatient.
Oh.
I'm very impatient. They say, look at this, 2 months of work. This guy has patience.
Details,
those details. No, I'm very impatient. I usually can't wait. Usually, this is the process: is you mix your paint, the colors you want to apply, ready, and then I mix a few paints, not very close to what I want. I put it on a canvas, and then I change it on the canvas. I keep adding, keep removing, this process actually makes it take longer. But I want to get to I'm fast, I'm quick.
Yeah.
But this is something I think it surprises people. And I don't work more than 1 hour. I cannot.
Yeah, I think that's, for me personally, from this interview, that's what surprised me the most, is the 1 hour. You said from 5 to 6.
That's it.
I thought it was gonna be,
No, I don't know. I can't. I have worked more than 1 hour, but it's rare, very rare. I don't know. I have a mental block. That's it. I did it for today. I do it. I completed another day.
Yeah.
So this is one of the things that I think surprises them. And I want to be in a quiet place. I don't usually put music or anything. I want to
Oh,
focus, and I go back from the canvas a lot.
so you get a better perspective
Yeah,
on
if you put time lapse, you'll see me do a
just
few
go.
brushes, go
Oh,
back,
okay.
go back. A
Yeah.
lot of times I go
Yeah.
back and check.
Yeah, but I think for someone like you, that 1 hour is probably more work than someone who's a little bit earlier
Yeah,
because you know all the fundamentals about
yeah,
the
yeah,
process itself. So you're
yeah,
not going to be
yeah.
wasting any of those
It's
minutes.
fast.
It's always
Yeah,
every minute of those is constructive. Every
yeah.
minute of those is working and
True,
doing something.
true. It's
Yeah.
fast. Is the thing is, I start fast and I see progress from the
Yeah.
or second session. Then it slows down because there are a lot of details. And
Yeah.
as I told you, by the end, becomes difficult. Why? Because I cannot judge. This is, I think, one of my weaknesses. I cannot judge whether the painting is done or not yet,
Oh, yeah.
or I leave it, or just needs a little bit here, a little bit there.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you do overwork, you do it more that you should, it ruins it.
It ruins it. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
because you lose your center of focus. You keep adding details here and there,
Yeah.
unnecessary details here and
Yeah.
there, which ruins the paint.
I think that's why, we shouldn't have or we shouldn't criticize our own work because, like you said, you're always going to be thinking, oh, I can update
Yeah,
this one, I can fix
true,
this one, I can
true,
update.
true.
So it's best
Yeah,
to just have someone else come and it's like, no, that one is ready.
yeah,
You can take a rest now.
yeah,
You can
yeah.
finally have that cup of tea.
True.
Yeah.
Many artists get this is called artist block. They don't like their own paintings. And if
Oh,
they show it to somebody else, they say, "Oh, that's beautiful." I say, "No, I see. I don't like it."
oh,
It's
yeah,
some kind of I don't know. It's some kind of a phase that each artist goes through. I've been through this kind of things, but not totally,
yeah,
disliking my painting. But I say, okay, maybe this could be better. Uh, and I don't repeat paintings. I don't want to keep painting. I
oh,
don't. That's why I don't have a very specific theme. So
yeah.
there are people which do still life, all over. People which do nature, landscapes. I don't like.
But
I like
you like to keep it changing.
yeah, keep
Yeah,
changing a bit here. I have some kind of a theme appearing,
yeah,
but I get bored if I go through the similar kind of process, keep
yeah.
repeating it.
And I think that's very important for you personally as an artist to not get bored or tired of the thing that you're
Yeah,
doing, right? To
yeah,
keep it changing,
yeah.
keep it
I like
fast moving
changing.
stuff.
I like changing. I
Yeah,
like new things, new to try new styles, new things. But my main style is realism and some surrealism.
yeah. And unfortunately, because we have ran out of time, I do want to leave you with one final question on the Untold. Is that if you had, I'm not going to say unlimited resources, but if you had unlimited imagination,
Mm.
what is some painting or an art piece or historical figure that you would like to paint or redo again or something like that?
Uh, I like, I'm fascinated with history.
Yeah.
I like to recreate some historical scenes,
Oh, that's amazing.
and the actual realism. See, it's difficult.
Yeah.
Realism, a realistic way showing history.
Yeah.
Any event, any important event in history, to just capture that. And when people see it, they say, it's as if somebody took a camera, went
Yeah.
back, and took a picture.
Take a picture.
That's a big challenge. And now with AI, it's easier.
Yeah.
But still, you need your own touch, your
Your
own
own, yeah.
artistic touch.
Your own
to
kind of,
add to it.
hands infused with it.
Yeah, this is my main goal. This is something that I'm looking up to.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we can all look up to that, because you're an amazing artist.
Thank you very
You're
much.
highly educated
Thank
and
you.
you're kind enough to share the platform with us today.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Thank you. And I do want to thank you again and again, Hameed AlSarraf, for joining us on today's episode
Thank you.
of The Untold.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you. And with that in mind, we have finished the conversation segment of The Untold, but stay tuned after the break. Unfortunately, that was all of the time we've had for today's episode of The Untold. Another great episode, with Hameed AlSarraf, who's honestly behind the scene. You go to his social media accounts, look at his paintings. They are amazing. Honestly, great individual, very entertaining to talk to. But unfortunately, that was all of the time for today's episode of The Untold. With that in mind, goodbye for now.